Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRIENDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news, all right, Lions fans. What if I told you that right now there's some seismic movement happening in the NFC North, and it involves your Detroit Lions making a bold move that could reshape their entire offensive outlook? It's not just rumor mill chatter. Sources close to ESPN's Adam Schefter are indicating that Detroit is negotiating a blockbuster deal to bring in Washington Commanders star receiver Terry McLaurin. And trust me, this isn't just a small tweak. It's a potential game changer for the Lions' Super Bowl aspirations. Right now, the buzz is that Detroit is in talks to acquire McLaurin in a trade that would send Washington a first-round pick in 2026 and a second-rounder in 2027. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Trades like this don't happen overnight, and there's still some uncertainty. An insider close to the negotiations is whispering that 90% of it is already sealed, but nothing is official just yet. Still, the signs point toward a serious push from Detroit, and if it goes through, it could be one of the most impactful offseason moves in recent Lions history. So why McLaurin? Well, for starters, the guy is a speedster with sheer explosiveness. Drafted in 2019 out of Ohio State, McLaurin quickly established himself as one of the league's premier deep threats. Over his 4 seasons in Washington, he's amassed over 300 receiving yards and 32 touchdowns, all while maintaining an impressive average of 15.3 yards per catch. His ability to stretch defenses vertically is a rare trait that the Lions have lacked consistently in recent years. Think about how Jared Goff can utilize the field. With McLaurin stretching defenses, Amon-Ra St. Brown can operate more freely underneath, and the entire offensive scheme opens up. That deep threat presence is precisely what Detroit needs to elevate its passing attack into the top-tier echelon. What makes McLaurin such an alluring target for Detroit? Besides his raw speed and explosive ability, he's also shown remarkable consistency. In 2025, he finished with 85 receptions for 200 yards and 8 touchdowns despite some injury concerns earlier in his career. His yards after catch per reception, sitting at 6.4, ranks among the best for NFL wideouts, making him a threat to turn even short passes into significant gains. His 4:35-second 40-yard dash time underscores his elite straight-line speed, reminiscent of players like Deshaun Jackson, who could burn defenses deep and keep secondary units honest. Let's dig into some deeper stats and context. McLaurin's success isn't just about speed. It's about route-running precision and separation. His win rate on routes, meaning how often he gets open, hovers around 52%, which is elite in the NFL. When running deep routes, he's even more effective. His deep route win rate is approximately 48%, and he has a catch rate of over 60% on those plays, showing his ability to make contested catches in tight windows. His yards per route run, YPRR, has consistently ranked among the top 10 among receivers, and he's been particularly effective on play-action passes, which Goff's offense thrives on. Now, why would Washington be willing to part with McLaurin? The Commanders are clearly in a rebuild mode after finishing 8-9 in 2025. Their defense struggled, allowing an average of 26 points per game, and their offense, despite McLaurin's efforts, had issues with consistency. The team's quarterback situation remains unsettled, with Sam Howell showing promise but still unproven as a franchise QB. Washington has roughly $20 million in cap space for 2026 after some restructuring, but they're also in need of draft capital to bolster their quarterback depth and shore up a leaky offensive line, which had a PFF grade of just 57.8 last season. They're looking at a reset, clearing space and picks to build around their young core. Moving McLaurin, a proven player but also a valuable asset, makes sense if they can acquire multiple draft picks and rebuild for the future. From Detroit's perspective, this move makes a ton of sense strategically. The Lions finished last season with a strong 12-5 record, earning a playoff spot and establishing themselves as a legitimate contender. With a cap space of roughly $26 million heading into this offseason, They have flexibility to make bold moves. Adding McLaurin to the mix alongside Amon-Ra St. Brown, who had a breakout year with over 100 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns, would give Jared Goff a true vertical threat, a guy who can challenge defenses deep and create opportunities in the intermediate and short zones. Goff's numbers have been solid, with a 69% completion rate and an average of 7 yards per attempt, but with McLaurin in the fold, those numbers could improve significantly. His expected points added, EPA, per pass is plus 17%, indicating his efficiency and ability to make big plays. Gibbs, the Lions' dynamic rookie running back, who racked up 300 yards rushing at 4.6 yards per carry, would benefit immensely from the added space McLaurin could create. His ability to break off explosive plays, combined with McLaurin's speed, could make Detroit's offense even more unpredictable and dangerous. It's a recipe for a top-5 offense, especially when considering how the Lions have been building on their strengths from their offensive line, which was graded as one of the best in the league last season, to their playmakers. Adding a deep threat like McLaurin would take their vertical passing game to another level, transforming what's already a potent offense into one of the league's most feared. To understand the impact further, let's compare McLaurin to other options the Lions have considered or already have, like Jameson Williams or Marvin Reynolds. Williams, a former first-round pick, flashed big play ability, but has been inconsistent with injuries and drops. Reynolds is a promising young receiver who showed flashes last season, but lacks McLaurin's proven track record. McLaurin's proven ability to consistently gain 20, 30, even 50 yards in a single play amplifies his value. His yards per route run, projected to be +1. 9 yards higher than Williams, would elevate Detroit's offense into the top 5 for vertical efficiency. That's exactly the kind of boost Detroit needs to stay competitive in the NFL's most competitive division, especially with the Bears, Vikings, and Packers all fighting to improve. Speaking of division rivals, the NFC North has been historically competitive and unpredictable. The Packers are entering a rebuilding phase with a new quarterback, Jordan Love, trying to establish himself as a franchise leader. The Vikings, led by Kirk Cousins, have a solid roster but have struggled to get over the playoff hump. The Bears, with new head coach Matt Eberflus and a young quarterback in Justin Fields, are also looking to take a leap forward. Detroit's potential acquisition of McLaurin signals their intent to not just compete but dominate. Their defense, anchored by star linebacker Jack Campbell and cornerbacks like Cam Sutton, has improved considerably, but adding a receiver of McLaurin's caliber could be the final piece. The Lions' recent draft history is also worth noting. Under GM Brad Holmes, they've focused on building through the draft, selecting versatile players like Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, and Brian Branch, who all contributed significantly last year. They've also made shrewd trades, like acquiring tight end Sam Laporta and drafting offensive linemen like Jalen Carter and Jack Nelson. The team's development has been steady, and now with a star like McLaurin, they're positioning themselves to be perennial playoff contenders, with Super Bowl aspirations firmly in mind. Looking ahead, the expectations for Detroit are sky-high. Their coaching staff, led by Dan Campbell, has instilled a culture of toughness, resilience, and relentless competitiveness. The team has a solid core of young talent, and with key additions like McLaurin, they could elevate their offensive scheme to challenge the best teams in the league. They are especially focused on improving their red zone efficiency, where they ranked mid-tier last season, and adding a player with McLaurin's big play capability would be instrumental. The potential move also signals a shift in the NFL landscape. The league is trending towards explosive offenses that can strike quickly and often. Teams like Kansas City, Buffalo, and Cincinnati have set the standard for offensive explosiveness, and Detroit clearly wants to join that elite group. If they acquire McLaurin, the Lions' odds of making a deep playoff run will likely increase, especially considering their already solid defense and offensive line. In terms of future expectations, if this trade materializes, Detroit's immediate goal will be to maximize their Super Bowl window, which some analysts believe could be open as early as 2024. With Goff's proven leadership and now a true vertical threat in McLaurin, the Lions could be a top-5 offense, capable of pushing any team in the league. Their defensive growth, led by young stars and a talented secondary, complements this offensive surge. The NFL's landscape is becoming more offense-driven, and Detroit's potential move to bring in McLaurin aligns perfectly with this trend. Now, let's talk about the players themselves in more detail. Jared Goff, who has been underrated in many circles, posted career-best numbers last year. His completion percentage of 69%, combined with an average of 7.7 yards per attempt and a passer rating of 97. 4. Signals that he's able to efficiently distribute the ball. His play-action efficiency, especially with the Lions' run game, sets up deep shots, and McLaurin's vertical speed would be a perfect complement. Goff's ability to deliver accurate deep balls, as evidenced by his 52% deep route win rate, makes him an ideal quarterback to maximize McLaurin's explosive skill set. Amon-Ra St. Brown, emerging as one of the league's top slot receivers, would benefit from the added attention McLaurin demands. Opposing defenses would need to account for both in their game plans, opening up more opportunities for St. Brown and the tight ends. Gibbs, as a versatile weapon out of the backfield, can also be a threat on screens and swing passes, especially if defenses are preoccupied with the deep threat. On the defensive side, the Lions have made significant strides. The linebacker core, led by Jack Campbell, a first-round pick in 2023, has been a strength. Campbell's instincts and sideline-to-sideline speed make him a tackling machine. The secondary, with Cam Sutton and Jerry Jacobs, has improved coverage, and the addition of a deep-threat receiver like McLaurin could help keep offenses honest, forcing quarterbacks to hold the ball longer and providing more opportunities for Detroit's pass rush to generate pressure. Looking further into the NFC North, the division is arguably one of the most competitive and unpredictable in recent memory. The Bears, with Justin Fields, are focusing on upgrading their offensive line and adding weapons like DJ Moore, which makes the division even more challenging. Minnesota's Kirk Cousins remains a reliable veteran, but their defense has been inconsistent. Green Bay, with Jordan Love, is still trying to find its footing offensively, but has a talented roster. Detroit's potential addition of McLaurin could be the difference maker that pushes them ahead of the pack, not only in the standings, but also in playoff seeding. Speaking of playoff implications, the Lions' recent trajectory has been promising. Since Dan Campbell's arrival in 2021, the team has shown resilience, including back-to-back playoff appearances in 2022 and 2023, only the third and fourth postseason trips in franchise history since 1990. Their defense has improved markedly, ranking 10th in points allowed last season, but to truly contend with the likes of Kansas City or Cincinnati, their offense needs that extra gear. McLaurin could be that gear. Furthermore, if the Lions are able to secure McLaurin, it will send ripples across the league about their intent. It signals to other teams that Detroit is serious about contending now, not just building for the future. The NFL is a league where timing and star power matter, and the Lions seem eager to capitalize on their window. Their front office, led by Brad Holmes, has shown patience and savvy, and this move would exemplify their aggressive approach. And let's not forget the importance of the NFL draft in this equation. Detroit's past drafts have been solid, with key picks like Jameson Williams, who provides the deep threat, and Jahmyr Gibbs, a dynamic playmaker. Adding McLaurin would give the Lions a balanced, explosive receiving core that can adapt to any game situation. Their offensive line, anchored by Penei Sewell and Frank Ragnow, provides the protection Goff needs to hit deep routes. The coaching staff, under Dan Campbell and offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, has shown innovative schemes that maximize their players' strengths. Looking towards the future, the Lions' core is young, talented, and hungry. Their defensive front, with rookies and veterans working in tandem, is poised to improve further. Their offensive weapons are young but already showing signs of stardom. The addition of McLaurin would be the cherry on top, giving Goff a reliable target who can change the game with a single play. In conclusion, the potential trade for Terry McLaurin is more than just a move. It's a statement. It's a declaration that Detroit Lions are ready to compete at the highest level and believe they can win it all. The NFL is evolving into an offense-oriented league, and Detroit's pursuit of a deep-threat receiver like McLaurin aligns perfectly with that trend. The division rivals should be on notice because, with McLaurin in the fold, the Lions could be on the verge of a new era, one where they're not just playoff contenders but Super Bowl favorites. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe McLaurin is the missing piece for a Super Bowl run? Or do you think giving up those draft picks is too risky? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Detroit Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Character count 1038.